So people have been asking me why they haven't been seen as much on Azula this past year. When I tell them that she had a career change and is now my service dog, they ask even more questions. So here's the story of how Azula saved my life and retired early. Around this time last year, I had a condition that caused me to have a massive heart attack. Did I listen to my years of training and teaching first aid? Nope. Did I listen to my mother, who is a retired nurse? Nope. Yeah, denial is routinely listed under signs and symptoms of a heart attack for a reason. So what finally convinced me that I couldn't just patiently sit on the floor and wait for the pain to subside? That would be Azula, my standard poodle. While the other dogs were clearly concerned, Azula would not be waved off. She sniffed at my chest and kept nosing right where the pain was. She was insistent, and that finally convinced me. I won't go into much detail about being in the hospital, as I'm not really comfortable with sharing that part. What I will say, though, is I'm very fortunate to be living in this particular small town. The speed in which they acted saved me from permanent damage. My family took over the puppy training, friends took in some of the adults, even our groomer friends stepped in to help. I had to be shipped about 3 hours away, and friends also rescued me from the hospital when I was discharged a few days later. So much was happening, and thank you for all those who stuck by me. Thank you for all you did. I love you all so much. Once home, I noticed Azula was being pesty, but I chalked it up to how I had suddenly left while sick and then didn't return for a few days. Then one night she kept roughly nudging me until I woke up. She refused invites to climb on the bed. She also refused to stop when I told her to. This is not like her at all. I immediately went to get my meds in the bathroom, and Azula followed me. Unlike the other poodles, Azula never willingly goes into the bathroom. After my meds kicked in, she happily trotted back to her bed, but the incident made me start to pay closer attention to her. When was she being pesty? When I was late taking my meds, and she would bother me until I took them. When was she pawing at me and making a bigger fuss? Well, shortly before the symptoms started. Azula was alerting me when something was off. At one of my checkups, I mentioned this because, of course, when I'm stressed, I talk too much, and my favorite topic is dogs. So already, long story short, they said an early warning system is exactly what I needed, and as it turned out, I already had one. Azula immediately started training for her career change. She continued to alert me when needed and woke me up a few more times. She developed her own methods of waking me up when I was sleeping more soundly. To be honest, I'm not a fan of her brilliant idea of pawing me in the face in the middle of the night, but it works. Azula's given me the confidence to go back out alone because I know she'll be right there and give me a heads up if anything is going on. The sad part is that we never got to keep one of her puppies, and now she's being retired. But it is comforting to know that she produced some fantastic service dogs who are changing people's lives, just like she's changed mine. So that's the story so far. We've had some adventures along the way, and if people are interested, I'll post some of those stories too. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening. It's not easy for me to open up like this, and I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to my story. Please take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.